I want to become a data scientist. I want to become a data engineer. I want to become a machine learning engineer. I want to become a business analyst. Well, hold your horses. Because do you have a purpose for doing that? And in this video today, I'm going to show you your purpose in order to do these things. So let us get started. There are many factors when it comes to picking a profession. Okay. So the first factor, let us talk about, which is the compensation. Obviously, in the last couple of years, in last let's say 6 or 7 years, a lot of improvements have been made in the area of the data science, and that actually has created a distinction between the compensations offered in the other jobs, in let's say other IT sector jobs, where you can consider software engineering, or you can consider web development, or you can let's say consider data science. So there is a lot of mismatch, but that is not the case. Okay, assuming the fact that if you are a very powerful software engineer, you are definitely going to make the same amount of money that a data scientist does. So that is completely subjective. So if the purpose for you in order to become a data scientist is the compensation, I would suggest don't do it. Because first we have to find our purpose. So right before that, let me share you my personal story in which I'll show you how I actually got into the area of data science. So it started back in 2017, I think, where I was actually keen to learn a lot of new things. Okay, so technology was on the high rise. I wanted to learn a lot of things, but I didn't know where I actually wanted to start. But since I actually completed my bachelor's in the information technology in the area of engineering, I decided that I should be actually pursuing web development, because web development was one of the most common fields that any, let's say, bachelor's engineering person would choose. All right, so web development was the only thing. So I actually started with the HTML and CSS. I eventually got some inclination, grew up my interests, and started with the PHP, because I knew that I would require one backend and one front end mechanism with the databases. So I was actually learning the SQL, or you can also call it SQL. So I was actually working on those things. But later on, I realized that okay, web development is not quite suitable for me. Otherwise, I would have to change the framework. So parallelly, when I was working on the PHP, so I started with the PHP, alright. And when I was working with the PHP, I started Java. Okay, and I sucked at Java. I personally feel, in my opinion, is very difficult for me. Okay, it just doesn't suit for me. There are many languages out there, but not necessarily one person is suggesting you to pursue one particular language is going to suit for you, because the understanding level, or let's say the level of interpretability of the language, depends on your itself. Okay, no one can actually deny that. Some people might feel comfortable working with, let's say, JavaScript. Some people might feel comfortable working with the Java. Some people might feel comfortable working with the Python, but it is completely again subjective. So I started working with the Java. I sucked at it very bad, and I was quite sad, because I felt like, oh, why am I actually doing this? I am not good at this. So first, my exposure to the programming world was through C, which I found quite interesting. Again, I came to know that C was not a better fit for me. That is the reason I went to Java, and Java also was very hard for me to learn, but I was enjoying PHP. Then later on, I decided, okay, so PHP is not going to sustain a lot, and I suck at Java, so I should start with the JavaScript. Okay, so I went with JavaScript. I was making some progress. Okay, I actually was successfully able to learn Node.js and connect them with, let's say, Mongo through Mongoose and everything, because I was better at the backend development, and I knew that I don't have the creativity aspect that is required in order to become a front-end developer. But I did had an inclination of designing systems. Okay, so I was good at logical reasoning, but I was very poor at the creativity. So I decided that yes, becoming a full stack developer is not going to be a better fit for me. So then I had the only two options in front of me. One of which was data science, second was blockchain. But blockchain back in, let's say, 2018 was not much of the familiarity. Okay, if we consider in my circle, I would say. And even data science was not one of those. But I found data science quite, I would say, exciting. And then I had two options. So I had two options that were the R and the Python. So I decided, okay, let us move on with the Python because I can do a lot of things with Python. So obviously you can also do this with the R, but if it suits you the best, okay. And I came to know that Python was being used everywhere or the other, okay, and many people even suggest it and everything. Okay, so I was actually, I would say, developing the inclination of learning Python because the society was doing it. Here also, my purpose was very, very weak. All right, I was very far away from my purpose. Then I realized that okay, in order to get into a big tech company, it is good if I actually went for the software engineering, because since I was from the IT background, so which is much more similar to the computer science itself, okay, but the naming convention is different. But I knew that okay, if I am in the CS field, it is better that if I go for software engineering. And frankly speaking, software engineering was a very hard thing for me, okay, and I'm not ashamed to admit it because I'm some good at something. Okay, see, there are many fields out there. Okay, if you consider, let's say, CS, there is security, there is computer graphics, there is augmented reality, there is data science, there is blockchain, there is web development, there are many areas, but not necessarily you are going to be good at some sections. Okay, you can be better at some of the things. So I realized that I was very bad at software engineering. The order of an concept was itself very hard for me to ingest, okay, and after that, using it, so I was like, I felt that quite theatrical in my scenario. Okay, I don't have to undermine anyone, but that is the thing I felt. Okay, that is my personal opinion. So I felt that okay, software engineering is not going to work for me, so I have to move on with the data science. So I started learning Python, but I was deviating a lot. Okay, it was just like for me like groping in the dark, because no one in my circle was actually working with the Python. Only one guy was working, but that was also to the certain level. So I decided that okay, I should be learning a lot of stuff and it is getting harder and harder and harder. So I actually started working with a Flask. Then I got my first internship in which I actually implemented Flask. So the basics of my Flask improved, and parallelly I was also teaching the stuff. Okay, because teaching, I knew with the help of teaching I am going to implant my ideas in someone's brain, so that is going to be a great revision for me. So I started conducting workshops and everything. I started giving orientations to people, giving them importance of learning Python and what you can do and what not. And the year 2018 I finally decided that I should start with the data science, but finally again there was the same scenario. It was like groping in the dark. So instead of starting with the ML, I started with the DL, and my journey began. And then I actually learned a lot of things in order to become a data scientist in the last 4 years. Over here in this scenario, what do you think was my purpose? So this is the thing with the purpose. You should have a purpose in your life. My purpose was not compensation. My purpose was to become the best in the area that I'm going to work with. And I knew that software engineering was not good for me because I really sucked at it. Okay, many people are, very good with software engineering. Even I remember when I was performing the mentoring sessions, one of my intern that I worked with was very, very good with the CP. Okay, CP is basically competitive programming. So his understanding level was very great, but his data science inclination was quite less, and he was interested to learn data science. So whenever I assist someone, I always ask them what is the purpose of doing data science. Please don't tell me it is going to be greater compensation or opportunities in a big tech companies. Okay, that is not going to work. You should have a well-defined purpose, because without purpose, you are not going to work. If you want to work, you have to have a very, very clean and great purpose. And that purpose should not be like, which is just going to support your life 5 years down the line. It should support you throughout your life. Okay, even we don't know. Even I don't know, I would say, where I'm going to stand in the next 5 or 10 years. But what I can guarantee is that I want to be the best in this area. So that was my purpose. And I came to know that, okay, there are many computer science areas. Okay, security, very hard, I would say. Computer graphics, very hard, I would say. Game development, very hard for me because I was very far away from C++ and Java. So I felt like it was impossible. Not impossible. If I would have worked in that particular fashion, I would have gained something or the other. But for me, it was hard. Then software engineering, pretty hard. I was very bad at the CP, but I knew that the field that I'm going to choose, I'm going to be the best in my class, because the main motive when you work with something is not the competition. Competition is automatically going to come into picture. When I started learning data science, automatically many people started giving it a thought, okay, that we should do something or the other with the data science. Because most of the people, when you come into undergrad or let's say masters, are going to just, don't have a purpose. They are like, okay, we need a job. Okay, it can be any job. Okay, it can be either developer, tester, or web, or let's say analyst. We don't care. But that should not be a purpose. Your purpose is supposed to be very well defined. And this is the, I would say, one of the greatest advice that I can get. Okay, because I wanted to break that wheel. Okay, I didn't wanted to work in any of the service oriented organizations. I wanted to get into the product based organization. So I had that drive, and data science was, supporting it completely, because I was becoming very good at data science. If you compare my data structures and algorithm skills with respect to, let's say, competitive programming, you will be like, I'm a noob. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, because I'm really good at data science. So please make sure that whatever thing you do, you are very great at it. And then you should not, I would say, question your abilities. Okay, because you have a purpose in your life. If the things work for you in that complete fashion, it is going to work. Many people even, go for the STEM courses. STEM is basically which have, let's say, engineering, mathematics, technical courses, but their inclination is with the financial courses, or let's say philosophy. So those people are always going to suck. So find the purpose, find the things that you do to like. Don't consider the compensation while learning data science. That is the worst thing that you can do. Please understand it. So in order to become a data scientist, you have to have a very, very clear purpose. And then at that point of time, you should be willing to do whatever it takes. Then you don't have to back out. Because when I decided I have to learn data science, I had made this up in my mind that I have to learn the APIs, making APIs, deployment phases of the model. I will have to do the visualizations. I will have to clean the data. Okay, so model building was just the one phase of it. In fact, I would say I'm working as 60% as a software engineer. You have to use a lot of stuff that you actually software engineer would do. Not very much professionally, I would say, okay, as a full-time software engineer does, but you need to have the basic grasp of each and every single thing in order to become a data scientist. So please find the purpose. If you're good with the competitive programming, you can check LeetCode and HackerRank. Those are two great, really, those two are really, I would say, great platforms. Okay, so you can solve a lot of problems, get into big firms or companies or organizations where you can learn about the software engineering principles and everything. But the end of the line is, in order to become a data scientist, please don't consider compensation. Work because you want to work in it. Okay, because if you are really great with the software engineering, let's say, and you are just forcing yourself in order to get a better compensation in the area of the data science, it is the worst thing that you can do. So please don't do that. Please find a purpose and make the best out of it. This is the message that I wanted to give you in this particular video. And if you like my content, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I post a lot of content. I make a lot of machine learning tutorials. I have an entire playlist, okay, of over 35 videos that is going to make you really good with the ML. Okay, and I have covered everything in detail. I am actually distributing everything for free, because I have learned each and every single thing for free, and I also want the people to learn it for free. Okay, I don't care. I am never going to charge a single penny to anyone. Okay, so please learn from it. Okay, and if you would like to contact me, you can contact me on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm always available. Or if you like to comment something, or you want me to make a video on something or the other, you can put that in the comment section. Okay, I will definitely make that video. So this is it for this video, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.